Raw isn't. Ooh, let me see.
Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking, I'm
Thanks for coming on the walk.
Yes,
Get your chair, get your weight, line up as you walk. Jump on your bike, start your treadmill. And we got two new ancestors walking with us this morning. Guess who walked with us this morning? Laura Clark. She walked with us this morning. And Lucindy Jordan, J-U-R, like Jordan. Yes, they're on the walk this morning. Ugh. They've been walking with me for a long time. I didn't bring their stick pin over. Let me do a quick wipe. It looks good, but I was steaming last night, so I could have done something. Thanks for coming on the walk. Thanks for your support. Thanks for subscribing. Well, I'm moving a little slow because I skated yesterday. Okay. Let me tell y'all what I did wrong with the skating. What I did wrong with the skating was going to Costco first. That's the first thing. I'm working on cameras, and the other camera. That's the first thing I did wrong. The second thing I did wrong, well, not wrong. I mean, we needed like paper towels and laundry stuff. I just want to make sure y'all can see my feet. El importante. There we go. Hey, Great Ra isn't. Though I can't see him because it's covered by the clouds. Great Ra isn't, yes. And I kept asking myself, because I pulled out my steamer early, and it was so nice. And I kept asking, when will I know when I need to get my butt in that steamer? Let me drop down some. Look. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Roll. Ooh. I had to stop it. Oh, let me turn it off and on. You don't see the machine go roll. I'm gonna have to call Tyrone. I'm gonna have to call Tyrone. Let me see. Turn it off and on, huh? That's what the IT crowd said. I always call it the IT crowd. The IT crowd said, turn it off and on. And I just did that. I want this camera further back. Just want it back a little bit. Yeah. So I said, well, when will I know to get my butt in the steamer? So, yesterday, before roller skating, we went to Costco, and I left my coat, but because we were going roller skating, and I figured the place would be cold, I double pantsed. My usual turtleneck, and I had like a sweatshirt, and then I had like a vest, but I can't think of the name of the vest now. Anyway, I walked out the house and left my coat. But I was fine. But of course, at Costco, you got to park far away from Costco. So by the time I ran from the car in the Costco, I was cold. And I noticed the old muscles started stiffening up. It started stiffening up. Yes. So we did the shopping, paper goods and stuff like that, because you get it from there, it will last you, like, for us, 6 months, if not longer. Some stuff we got from last year. So, when I got to the roller skating rink, I felt like, because I ran into Costco in the cold, then I ran out of Costco in the cold, helped my daughter load the van, and by the time I sat in the van, I was cold. So all my muscles started tightening up. So, when I got to that roller skating rink, damn near everything locked up on me. Right, ancestors, you're always there. I can't even tell you the pain. Unless you experience it. But I knew I could warm up. If I roller skate, I could warm up. As best I could. Oh, it was the most painful roller skating lesson I have had to date. That cold stiffened me up. And in between my pain and keeping my balance and roller skating and talking to Eric and talking to my daughter, something said, oh, maybe you should have gotten to the steamer last night. This is the time to pull out the steamer. Well, you don't got to tell me twice. I'll put some pictures up. I got my butt back here, stiff all the way through. I just kept telling my muscles, don't worry, don't worry. We're going to steam, we're going to steam, we're going to steam. And I'll put the pictures up and I'll post a video. Yes, yes, yes. And as I steamed and my muscles started relaxing, it took all the pain away. I used to do the sauna, but the sauna made me work so hard, and it was a blood pressure thing. I don't know, that kind of dry heat. That's the first thing that, remember I told you the story with the blood pressure? Anyway, so when my daughter introduced me to the steamer, I fell in love with it. My body didn't have to work hard. It was moist, but still that heat was able to get, and hear me clearly. Ancestors know what I'm talking about. They used to have a body. Or maybe they don't, well, to the bone marrow. It's that heat still goes to the bone marrow. That's what a sauna does to me. Sauna heat goes all the way to my bone marrow. Yep. All the way to my bone marrow. And I sat there in that steam, and each muscle relaxed, and the pain was gone, and slowly I felt the heat radiate. And that's why I'm walking this morning. I I know it's not healthy for me to steam every day. Like I said, I'm aware of that. But I'll do it every other day. So that's what I'm doing. But I know tomorrow's steam will heat the bone marrow up more. And it'll keep me heated for like 2, 3 days. And my muscles are very relaxed and everything. But I'll put those in. My daughter just did 10-minute clips because Eric couldn't even make me look good. He couldn't make me look good. That's how stiff I was. Oh, unbelievable. But now I have the steamer. So we only got one more lesson with Eric because it is cold up there. And the Planet Fitness, which was used to be small, is now big, open, and airy. So I think we'll be heading back over to Planet Fitness, which is closer to home. And they have the massage there. So I can get on the massage table and I'll take care of these muscles. I'll set up with John so we can do stronger leg muscles. So by the time we start roller skating again, my legs will be stronger. And also what we did yesterday, which was great, my daughter did it, we had the big knobs on the bottom of our skates, and they made it the small one. My daughter says it makes a world of difference. I won't find out until next Monday, because I put mine on as we was leaving. Because Eric was like, I can put it on now while you're roller skating. I was like, no. The muscles is not, I have strong enough muscles. I can stop skates, ice skates and roller skates. I can stop myself. But muscles were tight. Tight, right, ancestors? But see, now I understand. People call it determination, tenacity, and all that stuff. But I couldn't stop roller skating. I just would not. I said, you're going to warm up. It's not going to be so painful. You'll be all right. I even had to pull in the baby gate. I kept saying, move, leg, move. That leg muscle was like, I'm moving, but you're going to feel it. And boy, did I feel it. Whew. And maybe 3 minutes early we stopped, because Eric looked at me and said, hey, what are you stopping for? You still got 3 minutes. So I said, can you take these 3 minutes and fix my, take the plug and put a new plug on my skate? And he said, yes, but I sit there, the pain. And then we get in the car. My daughter has heated seats, but of course, no heated. And I'm wondering, I'm like, still cold, but I thought she said I had heated seats. And then she's talking. She's like, yeah, I put my heated seat on as soon as I got in the car. And I was like, I don't think my seat is heated. But we were like 3 minutes from home. Whew. So now I know when to pull out the steamer. I intertwine between the steamer and the sauna because I do have both. I just don't use the sauna anymore because the dry heat, I don't know, that kind of heat is like really working my body. Where like the steam heat is, we're more in conjunction. We're with one another. So, That's when you pull out the steamer. But I know I'm talking selfish stuff. Y'all don't like to talk selfish stuff. You don't like to talk selfish stuff. I know in my cult, you couldn't talk I stuff. They didn't like it. You or your brothers keeping all that hogwash. No. When my brother keeps himself, I'm kept. And the fact that you use a brother, I would have to say sister. I think men have they so superhero themselves up and Prince Charming themselves up, and women really don't see the danger. And now I know I'm talking old woman, can't screw no more talk. Men say, oh, she hating. No, this is just my life experience, I'm telling you. I know from my life experience, if a man has an erection, he will kill a woman to get satisfied. But they don't teach you that. If he has a lust or some kind of fantasy in his head, he will kill him. That's what he does. But we have romanticized him. And though more and more women are popping up dead, being dragged off, raped, just like in the wild. Why did you drag her off and rape her? Well, I wanted her. And that's what I do. But some women are strapped, honey. It's time to start popping. Stop romanticizing this. I've seen our dogs. They do their little dance and go back and forth. And we got 2 pits. They do more growling and stuff, trying to out-bully one another. It takes encouragement, really, to get them to start fighting. Because the big one squashes the little one, takes his whole body, and, squashes the little one. Nobody involved. Most of the growling and stuff, it's like that bravado. But men, no, they kill. And when they're horny, they kill. And when they're desperate, they kill. It's just the function they have. Break! They kill. Teach your children. Hey, you know what I'm going to do? While we take this little break here, I'm going to say hi, Wes Bradley. Thanks for coming on the walk. Delia Garlic. Sarah. Robin. I saw her name. William Colbert. Amy Chapman. Sarah Ford. Ben Hooray. Katie Darlin. Betty Simmons. William Colbert. Charlie Williams. Yes, indeed. What did I say? I got everybody. I got everybody. And our new ones for this week is Lucindy Jordan, like Jordan, and Laura Clark. These are the enslaved, buddy. Ha ha! The pictures fell. Yes. I found them over 30 years ago. Over 30 years ago. Remembering slavery. In a library in Greenwich, Connecticut. Ha ha ha! Yes. Yes. And starting next week, Monday, no, week after next Monday, I think it is, Kwanzaa. Start of Kwanzaa. I'm gonna play the cassette. Now, the cassette is it was commissioned by the Library of Congress to get the voices of the last enslaved people who are emancipated. But the Constitution, let us not forget, the Constitution said whoever born here is free. But you gotta know our history to understand our situation. And I'm so glad that in age, especially if you've been seeking all your life, reading, investigating, research, I developed a concept for a theme park. So I did research. I have screenplays where I have built a town from its basic. When I read the script, I'm still amazed. And what I look at, which we'll talk about over the Kwanzaa holiday, my Africans in American theme park. It's not mine. But I can't even tell you. It was just something, literally something inside of me, because I've met only 2 other people who have thought like that. And what, 30 years ago, when I did the concept for the theme park and did the whole drawing and outline and everything, even had the parking spaces and the whole 9 yards, I was like, who does this? Who does this? And then all my plays, positive African American people, and everyone's, oh, it's really good, but it's not going to move because you're showing African Americans in a good light. And so even when I did the lesbian plays, no go. But I didn't understand why it was no go. But today I do. Today I do. And I'm proud of the fact that I wrote them. I'm proud of the fact that I published and produced them. I'm proud of the fact that I sent the screenplay out. But I know why it's never going to fly. And I know why. Writing bad about African Americans, drugged out, low, that makes it in. But I know why. But that was then. Now it's different. This is before the turn of the century. And before we had our own channels, and before we had our own production studios, that's what I did the whole African American theme park for. That's why I wanted to see Tyler Perry Studio, because in my concept, for the theme park, there was a studio where we produce shows and different things like that. So when Tyler Perry built his studios, I was like, okay. Okay. And that's why if Stacey Abrams had won, I was going to go down there to Black Wall Street and to see the studios for Tyler Perry, but honey, them Hatfields and McCoys is still strong. They'll just come down out the hills and snatch us up and drag us up into the hills, and that thing, you know, you find our bones. No, thank you. No, thank you, honey. Mm-mm. Being Democratic for 1 second does not a Democratic state make. You're getting there, but I'm telling you, them Hatfields and McCoys, I mean the whole government is Hatfield and McCoys, but I gotta tell you, nah, I ain't doing it. So I was like, who does this? Even while I was writing it, I kept saying, who does this? No one in my family thinks like this. No one that I know thinks like this. And sisters are just smiling at me saying, yeah, you know who thinks like that. I mean, I know now. I know now. We were always thinking in terms of music and arts. I remember when I brought my nephew, oh gosh, can't think of the thing now when you look at the stars. Telescope. Even my brother was like, telescope? So I don't know, I do stuff like that. Took the kids to the library. 4.5, it was important for my daughter to be able to read and comprehend stuff. And I took the kids from the community, the neighborhood. Who does that? Now I know who does that. Old Moore does it. Now remember, when you conquer people, you break them down. You have to find a way to keep them separated. So, you make a fraction of the cults. In this case, the Islam cult and the Christian cult. Because when they conquered, that's who conquered the Moors, they separated them. Then they made, I don't care about their history, I'm talking to you about my blood. I know the blood and my research. They made half Muslim, half Christian, and they made it so that they hate each other. That they hate each other. But they're all based on sex and the taking down of the Moor woman. Raping them. Just doing, basically raping them. Cutting up their genitals. All kind of stuff. All kind of stuff. I know y'all went through it. I know you did. Because it ain't enslavement time really, but I went through it. So the two will never come together because they made it so that the two cults hate each other. So when under this Pope, you might as well call it Pope Rome, because they was in the halves. When you say more, they tell you, oh, that's Islam. That's terrible, that's terrible. And then, when the Islam says more, people under Moors, under the Pope, Say, no, that's terrible, that's terrible, that's terrible, y'all terrible. And it's all to keep the people separate. That's all it is. And the people is us. And you know how happy I am? That's why I walk. You know how happy I am to be leaving this earth knowing so yeah, I built a concept for a theme park. I wrote it. I drew it out, the whole plans and everything. But I was just supposed to do that. And that's what my father had said to me. He said, you're just supposed to do it. He said, maybe some future generation will make it so. And then I call him. That's the only time me and our sperm daughter, when I call him daddy, when we could talk about the ideas and stuff that I was doing. Every now and again. But you know you remember stuff like that. So, plays and screenplays. Well, you know, they only want stuff to make us look bad, Vicky. And if your stuff ain't making us look bad, it ain't gonna move. So I thought he was a hater. But knowing what I know now, no. The fact that Tyler Perry has a studio, the ancestors constantly doing standing ovations. Because it's the whole process was to keep us down. When you conquer people and you divide them, you keep them apart. And the best way to do that is through these cults. The Islamic cult, they doing, please, the Hebrews, that tale. Oh, but when you divide people and you conquer people, that's what you do. You make sure centuries, they don't come back together. And I apologize because I was like, what would make them go through Africa? Oh, what would make them go through Africa? Just gathering up the folks and throwing them in ships and bringing them over here. Well, because they had conquered a great African people. And they were so scared, they went through Africa rounding everybody up. And they didn't know. They didn't know the Moors out there. Mess around with them Arabs and them Europeans. And the Arabs, their lives and stories are so horrible. So horrible. Their lives are so horrible. At least only the Christians say that we are the devil. And then you broke down men and women, and definitely Moors had a connection with their women, more of a respect. And that's why, when I kept saying, why is this disrespect for women so great? And I was like, when they conquered the people were in unison. There was not all that hate and that division amongst the sexes because we all worked together. That's how you were able to be powerful and rule Europe. And probably some bits dealing with those Arabs. But when the two came together, they split you like a watermelon. Half the watermelon became Islamic, and the other half of the watermelon came under the Pope, Christianity. But it's all to keep the people separated, and I'm leaving this earth knowing it, and I'm so grateful. Tuck in your elbow, neither up nor down, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Most of it left. See if Tyrone can come out Saturday. Whew. Tuck your elbow in, neither up nor down. Squeeze your gut. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And more good luck. Yes. Well, thanks for coming on the walk. And for the roll call, did I show y'all the libations? Oh, sorry. I kicked my camera. Did I show you the libations? I poured for the ancestors. I pour libations for the ancestors. Hey, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow morning. When we get together. Woo! Yeah, like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Ha ha! Thanks for coming on the walk. Like, comment, share. Subscribe. I'm gonna put up my steaming and roller skating video. But whew, they're not good. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks for coming on the walk.